Hi, everybody. Grant and Stephanie here, Forever with Purpose. We've just been kind of sitting around, been gone for a while. One thing, haven't been on video and talking to you all for quite a while. We just kind of had a lot of things that we've been working out, but getting them all lined up now, moving forward. So we thought we'd come out here tonight and just shoot a little quick video to say hi. You know, Stephanie and I have been married now for, what is it this year? 35?
You're putting me on the spot. 35, yeah. 1984. Is that the right math?
4. I mean, look at this. Look what she's done to me. See this? It just happens, But yeah, we've been together a long time. We've been through a lot. We've seen a lot. But we've always seemed to be able to pull together when things have gotten rough. And so that's one of the reasons we want to do these videos and stuff, is just kind of to share with you some things we've learned over the years and that we've done that might help you. If not, to watch somebody else. But we think it'll help you in some areas, And one thing we've always been really big at, I remember when we were first married, we would get in our car and we'd drive down to South Tulsa around 71st Street, because that was really South Tulsa at the time. And we'd drive through all the expensive homes, and we'd think, man, someday we're going to get out of this little 1967 mobile home, tin can that we lived in, that when the wind would blow, the Christmas tree would move. And so in order to spark our dreams and our visions, we would get out and we'd just drive for a while. And it always seemed to help spark that there's something else out there. Yeah, inspiration. I like that.
Yeah, and as a lady of the house, even though we had a very small home and it was ours, that sounds like we were belittling our small beginnings, but we had a wonderful home and family, and our kids, we just loved our little kids, and we just loved being there. But as a lady, I always had aspirations and I always had dreams to fluff that nest a little bit. And so some women have that more than others. There are women that are way better at that than me. But there was something about driving around and thinking, oh, wow, I wish I had that backyard, or that would be a really cool place to entertain, or have the friends of the kids come over. And so it was just kind of fun. It wasn't just about us having a big fancy house. It was about what's out there that could better add value to our family, and that we could expand the love of our family to include other people. You can't do that very well in a 12 by 65 mobile home.
Especially one that's as wore out as ours was. I mean, there's nothing wrong with living in a mobile home. That ain't what we're saying.
No, not at all.
It's but what are you dreaming about, really? Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a car. Maybe you're just dreaming about raising your family a certain way. Whatever it is, maybe it's vacations. Yeah. But everyone should have something that they're dreaming about together. And
mm-hmm.
That's what's I think one of the things that always held us together, mm-hmm. and through the hard times and stuff, is we always were able to think of something that we wanted to do when we grew up, kind of. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, we could always see farther than we could look, and we could just always envision what we could do together, or what this would be like 10 years down the road. Just subconsciously, we just did that, I think. And
yeah, I mean, I came from a family that always had, they had their own business, and so they were always looking at, ways to improve in the business area and stuff. And so even though, like, Stephanie runs her own business, and we've had businesses in the past, we've never ceased to want more, but we always try to make sure we keep it relative, and for a cause bigger than the more.
Right. Yeah.
If you're seeking only money together, mm-hmm. you're going to have a hard time staying focused, I think, mm-hmm. and growing together, because money's just not a very good reason.
Right.
You need something that brings fulfillment. There's just mm-hmm. nothing. I've really loved that word anymore. Yeah. Fulfillment.
Yeah,
it's like, everybody throwing around, you just got to be happy. Well, I mean, if you're fulfilled, you'll be happy. Mm-hmm. And then that's, kind of get you back to the word. The Bible talks about God will give you the desires of your heart. So that, in a sense, that's what you're dreaming about. Mm-hmm. God will bring those things to pass. And But we can't be lazy. We can't sit around and say, I'm going to never get off my couch and God's just going to show me and show up and give me all this cool
He's
stuff.
Gonna hook my trailer house to that big house down in
Exactly.
the square. I don't have to do anything to get there.
Yeah. But God's a creator. He's a creator God. And it says that in Genesis that he created us in his image. And so when you're created in the image of a creator, what does that tell you? It tells me that we're supposed to be creators. And so I think creation always starts with a picture or a vision or a dream in your mind. God saw in his ultimate wisdom and mind first about the creation that he did, and then he spoke it out, and then he saw the result of it. So it's very important that I think that we've got to be very intentional about speaking what we really want.
Yeah, I do.
And we don't know what we really want if we don't take the time to dream together on occasion. So I just think if you will just sit down once in a while, it's not like, don't make this a burden. I mean, it shouldn't be a burden to talk to your wife or your husband anyway, but don't make it a burden where you feel like that you're having to, just a certain time. Now it's dream time. Because, I mean, dreaming takes place when you least expect it.
Oh, daydreaming, right? As kids, we used to get, did you get in trouble for daydreaming as a kid in school?
Only when I was there.
Yeah, I bet you did. Daydreaming, when you just would sit there and all of a sudden you found your mind was just in a totally different place, just naturally. As adults, we kind of quit that, and I think that's really sad. 'Cause I think that is by design how God made us to dream, and we think that if we're dreaming about something that, keep it real, Grant, don't do that. And I think so often what happens as adults is we get kind of stuck in our circumstances, and we think that is the reality of the design that God has for us. When I think what we want to emphasize to you is that the reality of your circumstance is not equal to, or doesn't really even indicate, the actual reality of the design that God intends for you. But you do have to unpack that. You do have to begin to identify who you are as a couple. Everybody's unique. Our design's unique. Together, God made us that way, especially unique. Especially us. We're super unique.
Yeah. I mean, we couldn't be any different than we are. I mean, it's amazing. But so for us to dream together, we've had to learn to compromise, and come together in an area that, it's not just exactly what I want, it's what do they want as well. Yeah. And so
listening. You have to listen. Yeah. Oh gosh. That's it's not 4 letters, but that's kind of a naughty word in marriage. Oh, I have to listen. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Listen not with these, but listen with your heart. Absolutely. Listen into your spouse, listening to what is coming out of his heart in those moments when he's not trying to share things with you. Listen as he spends time with his kids and his grandkids. Listen to your spouse. Begin to see what it is that they are dreaming about. And if you will be very intentional about that, you will start to pick up on that. And you'll find that there's a piece of you that attaches to that, and that's where that starts. I love can I share a scripture?
Absolutely.
I love in Proverbs 21 verses 21. I'm going to actually read it so I don't mess it up. This is the Passion Translation, and I hear a lot of times people are scared to dream because they think, well, what if that's not what God is? What if that's not a godly dream? I just want to ask you a question today. Are you a lover of God? Are you chasing after God and his righteousness? Are you seeking first his kingdom? This says that the lovers of God who chase after righteousness, that's not yourself, you're chasing after God, will find all of their dreams come true. An abundant life drenched with favor and a fountain that overflows with satisfaction. So in God's determination, a dream is something that's going to drench your life with favor, and it's going to provide an overflow of satisfaction and fulfillment in your life. The reason for that is because he designed you to have a purpose. And when you begin to dream in that purpose and you begin to step into that with your spouse because he created you to have a purpose together, then you will find favor begins to unlock doors for you. And as those opportunities present, and as you are equipped and you are challenged and you are intentional about building your marriage and your strengths and your abilities to meet those opportunities, then you will find an overflow of fulfillment in your life because you're helping somebody else. Your purpose is always for somebody else. So don't be afraid to dream. If your dream is coming up in you over and over and over and you get excited when you talk about it, it's probably from God, and you don't need to be scared of that. I love what it says. People say, I don't know who, I'm bad with quotes. So there was a person that said this, that, God's gift to you is what he gives to you. And what you do with that is what you give back to him. And I would also like to propose that maybe dreaming is the same way. God created you with a specific dream. What you do with that dream is how you actually show how much you're devoted to God. And it's almost a form of worship, I think. You give back to God this thing that he's given you, this dream that he's put in your heart. But if you don't do anything with it, it never gets expanded and exported, and it never helps anybody else. And so that's, I think, the challenge is being intentional and leaning into that, and packing that together. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's fun. If you'll just enjoy the journey and quit looking at it as, I have to get there, I have to make this dream come true. No, live your dream. Live in your dream.
Right.
Don't make it be a destination that you think you have to check off your list.
Right. Obtaining your dream is no different than obtaining success. It's not, like you said, the destination, it's the journey. And so it's every day when you get up and just do something. First of all, like she mentioned earlier, it's seek first the kingdom of God. If we're seeking God first, that means that's the first step of the dream, okay? Because when we start to seek God, then he opens up our mind and our spirit, and he starts to show us those things he wants us to accomplish and do for him and in him. And so it's, that's how we then go out and walk out the creation that he's called us to create. So I just want to encourage you, take some time, sit down together, dream bigger than, if you can dream it and it doesn't scare you, it's not a God dream, it's a you dream.
Don't be afraid of it.
Don't be afraid of it. So it'll start with a you dream, but then take it to the next level, and keep dreaming till it puts a little bit of, oh man, what if that came to pass? And then develop a plan, start working it out, and say, don't make it overwhelming. If you want to make $1 million, you first got to make the first dime. And don't think I can never get to $1 million if I only made a dime. I'm sure we've all heard the deal of a penny a day doubled what it ends up becoming in a month. So 1 cent, 2 cent, 4 cent, 8 cent, and before you know it, it's millions. So just don't be afraid that you won't ever obtain your dream if it's too big. Just start accomplishing something every day, and then try to double that the next day. And before you know it, you'll be there.
Yeah, it's fun. Enjoy the journey.
Absolutely. So don't forget, live forever with purpose, and we'll be back way sooner than we were back this last time. Nice talking to y'all. Hey, if you've enjoyed this video, go to and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at Forever With Purpose, and you can follow us on Facebook at Forever With Purpose. Thank you.